Welcome to Chicken Yard Sports. I am your host, Yak Blunderland, along with Earl Blaster. And holy shit, the football world was. Shut the fuck up. The football world was rocked today with the news Aaron Rodgers re-signing. No, just kidding. That was major news for like 30 minutes until Russell Wilson got traded to the Denver Broncos, and God bless
Everyone can now eat shit and fucking die because the Broncos are fucking back, and we might even get Von Miller back as well. But
be huge.
And not that we're Broncos fans, but like, holy fucking shit! It's like the biggest news since Peyton got traded to, or signed with the Broncos.
Oh yeah. Easily the biggest news since Peyton got signed. I mean,
one of the biggest trades in NFL history, period. And
it was like a Herschel Walker type fucking return for the Seahawks, dude. I mean, it was like, yeah, so they traded Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, Drew Lock, 2 firsts, a 4th, and a 2nd.
No, 2 seconds and a 3rd. Like
2 seconds and a 3rd. Oh,
the draft haul for the Seahawks is like incredible, but like, have fun with fucking Drew Lock because y'all are gonna go like 3-13 or 3-14 this year. Like, he's fucking trash. And Noah Fant hurts the worst as a Broncos fan. Not that we are Broncos fans, but Noah Fant hurts the worst. I mean, I saw that guy in week 9 a few years back against the Browns just take off for like an 80-yard touchdown. It was so exciting watching a guy that big run.
He does, but last year he did not have a great year. So I don't know.
They fleeced him. Like, they fucking fleeced Seattle. I mean, there's no players after like pick 2 or 3 in this draft that are really worth this trade. And like, Shelby Harris is a great lineman, but he's nothing to write home about. And Fant might be an elite tight end someday, but he's not right now. And like, yeah, I mean, if you're Seattle,
it's that whole question where it's kind of like where the Rams live and die, right? It's like they want established players, and it's an unconventional approach right now. I don't necessarily think it should be as unconventional as it is, because you look at the analytics, which, you know, people don't like analytics as well, but every first round pick that any team takes, especially outside the top 5, the hit percentage isn't nearly as high as you think it's going to be.
No.
And it's like, I'm just pulling numbers from my ass, but call it 30% for the first round. Then when it goes to the second round, it drops down to like 15%.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you don't like hit very
1 or
often.
2%.
So if you have an established player like Russell Wilson, you fucking keep him.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the Broncos are really well set up for this. I mean, they have young receivers, so like those were drafts, you know, way back, and like Drew Lock was serviceable enough, I guess, and with Teddy Bridgewater there last year, but like this is
they made
an
a
absolute
playoff push with like quarterbacks who, like, nothing bad to say against Teddy. He's the cover king, but when you're covering games, you're not necessarily winning games.
No.
And yeah, I mean, they got weapons on weapons. I mean, Alberto is a fine tight end. They're going to need to find another pass catching tight end. But
yeah, definitely.
But with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, and then KJ Hamler coming back healthy, and I mean, Tim Patrick is a viable deep threat as well. Javonte Williams, breakout rookie last year, one of the most impressive rookies in all the National Football League. We'll see if Melvin. Yeah, and then if you go to the defensive side of the ball, but then Javonte, Melvin's contract's up, but he went to Wisconsin with Russ, and you'd have to think that he would sign a team-friendly deal. Hopefully, Nathaniel Hackett can realize that Javonte is the number one, because last year they were splitting carries. Melvin was some games, and it was like, yo, look, like Javonte's the better back here.
Yeah, he needs to be the number one. And
like,
also,
Melvin would be an exceptional backup running back in the National Football League, but don't split the carries. Give Javonte the ball. He was the better back.
Yeah, what they need to do is make him the bell cow and keep Melvin on the team just in case. And Melvin, it benefits him because he might get a ring out of this. And like,
yeah, and he's a great running back still.
Yeah, and Von Miller is hinting at maybe coming back. Like, if they can get Von to come back and get a couple inside linebackers and a few linemen on both sides of the ball, this team could be a contender this upcoming season, you know. And Seattle also had to eat $26 million of Russell's cap hit this upcoming year. So like, this is the year to go big in free agency, lock up some new dudes who can help Russ win, and like go all out. Like the Broncos could go from middle of the pack to winning the Super Bowl this year if they spend their money right, you know. And
got to spend the money right. And I think it's got to be, in my opinion, and let's see your take on this, I think it's got to be spent in the trenches. We don't need any flashy big names. Dude, we need defensive linemen. We need offensive linemen.
And linebackers in the middle.
And linebackers.
Like, that's all we need. Like,
and linebackers are cheap nowadays. Yeah.
They are. And like Kenny Young might come back now too, just for Russ. But if Von Miller comes back, that guy we got in that trade, Kenny Young, he might come back and he's real good on the inside. And then if Josie Jewell gets healthy again, like, they already have a decent roster without getting anybody else, but like they have the benefit of free agency and the draft. And like, as hit or miss as it is in the first round and on, like, people have gotten some really good linemen in the third, fourth, fifth rounds. Oh, yeah. You know? So,
well, and like, that's like kind of what the analytics say too, is since you don't hit on like a high percentage of picks, you got to maximize the picks by getting as many as you can, picking the right players, like, obviously picking the right players, but you have to have a high volume, which is like good for Seattle because they got a massive haul. So, you know, you'd have to think they're going to land on one or two of these picks to make this trade worth it. They can't do what the Raiders did the other year with Khalil Mack. And like after 2 years have neither of their first round picks on the team. One's in fucking prison and the other they just cut. Like, Seattle's got to be smart about this trade. And I think they will.
Talking from Seattle's point of view, like, you had Russ basically was the entirety of your offense for like the last 3 years. And without an offensive line, he was still producing. And had he not gotten hurt last year, that weird finger thing, like, he would have carried them a little better anyway. But like, they are so fucked. Like, Drew Lock is not going to elevate your team at all. And like,
no, God, no.
Having Noah Fant there helps a little bit, but like, and then Shelby Harris, like, I love that guy to death, but he's not a game changer by any stretch.
No, he's like a very solid football player, but yeah, I mean, he's not going to win you a game.
No, Shelby's like the kind of guy that if you can get on a bargain, he could be like a piece of a Super Bowl run, but he's not. For sure. Like,
he's kind of like a Malik.
Yeah, exactly. And like, these fucking guys just trade away a Hall of Fame quarterback for like a huge draft haul, but like, they're so fucked. I mean, they have holes all over the roster. Really, all they have going is Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. And then like, they haven't had a real established running back in a few years. Like, Rashad Penny didn't really pan out and he was a higher pick. And like,
I mean, we got to see like if they can get someone serviceable. I mean, if they could get like a Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota, a quarterback like that, like an established veteran, because who Geno Smith was on their roster last year, but I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. And if they don't get a quarterback and they go in the draft looking to draft one because there's no quarterback in this draft, and they go in with Drew Lock. Oh God, dude! Yeah, but I mean, there are plenty of options this summer. I mean, shit, dude, Teddy Bridgewater could go over there.
Right, and they still don't have a fucking pass rush. Like Jamal Adams, he didn't have the same year he had 2 years ago. But like, you can't have your whole defense be Jamal fucking Adams by himself. Like, they are so fucked. Like, draft picks or not, like. They might be able to get Malik Willis out of Liberty this year, and I think that's the thing that they should be trying the hardest to fucking do, because he has the most potential but is like the rawest prospect. But like, who else are they gonna get? Kenny Pickett, like the guy with the little hands? Like, they're fucking fucked this year. It's one of the worst quarterback draft classes we've had in a long time. So I mean, they must just be going like, we're going with Drew Lock and hope the Broncos lose and these picks get higher or something, because I don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, I mean, fuck it, dude. If you're going to go for a draft haul and you're going to, you know, rebuild via the draft,
and
then I guess go for it. I mean, look at Denver like last year. Everyone's pissed that, you know, we drafted Pat Surtain. Or every Broncos fan's pissed we drafted Pat Surtain.
Oh, I went on last year. Legendary rant about that last year, dude.
Yeah, instead of fucking, what's his name for the Bears?
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Instead of Justin Fields. Dude, everyone was pissed about that. But now Now it looks like a genius play. Exactly. It's like, oh, we got Russ Wilson and Pat Surtain. It's like,
dude, I was ranting about that for like an entire week straight, like morning, noon, and night, just waking up going, God damn it, I can't believe we didn't take a quarterback there. And now just a year later, it's like, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's like not even it doesn't matter. It's like best case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like Rodgers would have been dope in Denver because he's a sick player. But how many years does he truly have left? Like, how old is Russell Wilson?
And a haul like this for Rodgers is not good because then you're getting 2, maybe 4 years max with him. Maybe, like, you have no idea. And he was only going to sign like a 2-year contract anyway. And he's asking like absurd fucking money. I mean, I didn't look at what he actually signed for, but I knew it was going to be just insane. And it's
he set the record. He reset the quarterback market. It was a 4-year, $200 million with 165 guaranteed. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like that's stupid. And I mean, I don't know where Russ's contract is exactly, but
he's in the final year of his contract.
So we'll get at least this year, and then we can hopefully re-sign him. And
which he's going to re-sign for that number, though, unfortunately.
Probably. But, I mean, we at least get one cheap year. Like, Pat needs to literally break the bank. We can get rid of guys next year, even if it hurts, like, certain guys to get rid of. But, like, we need to break the bank in free agency and make a run at the Super Bowl this upcoming year. And Wilson can get any team there as long as he gets a little help along the way and has a solid defense. Like, I think when he's healthy, he's still a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
And it's mostly intangibles. Like, the guy just makes shit happen, and that's what Denver hasn't had in years, is a guy who can make shit happen out of nothing, you know?
Also, the AFC West is just absolutely stacked at quarterback.
It's
and as filthy. Well as the AFC versus the NFC. The NFC has like one good quarterback.
Right?
Now that Tom Brady retired, like name another good NFC. Like what? Stafford? Like Kyler Murray, I guess would be at one.
Yeah,
but like Kyler's also like, you know, he's
causing
still got a lot to prove.
And he's also causing a shitload.
But then you look at the AFC and it's like Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, now Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and the AFC West are going to be must-watch games every single game.
Yeah, even Derek Carr, like he's not a bad quarterback.
No, he's the worst of the bunch, and he's still better than the majority of the league. And it's Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson twice a year, at least next year, if not like into the next 5-6 years, is going to be so epic, you know?
Oh, it's going to be sick.
And now the playoffs are just going to be lit as fuck too. Like the AFC West might send 3 teams a year some years, and that means we're going to get these playoff matchups of either Herbert, Mahomes,
think of it.
Or
Who else? I mean, Bills, Patriots, if the Patriots take a step forward, but like the Dolphins, I don't think they're going to be taking a step forward, especially after firing Brian Flores and going through their shitstorm right now.
Yeah, and then maybe you have the Bengals now are pre-established. You have
the Bengals, the Browns
maybe, and then the Ravens.
Obviously the Ravens. Steelers if they can get a quarterback. Fucking Jameis. And then I mean the Colts are solid.
The Colts are gonna be a lot better this year too. I mean, what they did with Carson and like a bunch of shit going on around them, like they did so well this last year. I thought they were gonna squeak in, you know. But like, yeah, I mean for Denver right now though, this is like every single Christmas for the next 25 years getting rolled all into one day. Like it cannot be overstated how massive of a move this is for the franchise. I mean, it basically saves the franchise all the respect it had left and also gives them an option to bypass doing an entire fucking rebuild, you know, which is basically like what they were kind of doing, but they're doing the bullshit where you try to like rebuild on the fly and you don't.
And they've been doing that for 6 years.
Yeah, and you don't just go, fuck it, we're going to have a real shit season and we're going to get this rebuild off to the right start. But, like, this changes absolutely everything. I mean, it changes the entire fucking league now that he's in the AFC, like you're saying. And nobody would believe this, but I had a dream years ago where I felt like I was watching Wilson play for the Broncos. But it's like, now that it's just so surreal.
Did he win a Super Bowl in your dream?
No, it was just like a regular.
What the fuck, dude? All right. Well, we'll end it on that. Massive news. Rocks the NFL world. Granzo dreamt, or fucking Earl Blasterson dreamt it up. You heard it here first. Like and subscribe. Chicken Yard Sports. Peace.